Check one. Good morning, everybody. I'm getting ready to do a couple of podcasts for the Julie Tussey Show. Now, the Julie Tussey Show is a little different than the Grace Girls and Company show. The Julie Tussey Show, we'll talk about Jesus and we'll share, encouraging things that make people have a better life, enhanced life, all of that. And we will also talk about health and nutrition and perimenopause and all of these kinds of things. So today I'm going to do a couple of podcasts. I'm going to be doing one called the 5 Cardinal Rules for Life. And I'll probably go in and out and make each one of something separate. And we're also going to kick off with 20 effective tips to lose belly fat. So while I'm doing the Facebook Live, and I hope it's on, let me double check. I'm going to double check if y'all see this. Okay, there we go. Hi, Scott. It's good to see you. I wasn't sure I was on, so I wanted to make sure. So I'm going to be doing the Julie Tussey Show podcast this morning, and you all can just join me and see the sausage being made, as Gary says. And we're going to talk about some health things today. Hi. So we're going to talk about some health things, so I'm excited. So I'm going to let you hear the intro. We actually put this on YouTube, and we put it over on IGTV, those different kinds of places. So I'm going to let you hear the intro, and then I'm going to have to go from there. Here we go. Are you ready for a change? Are you ready for your life to turn around? Are you ready for things to happen to bring you great success, to see your dreams and visions come to pass? Then you are at the right place at the right time, listening to the Julie Tussey Show podcast. Welcome. And while you're here, please subscribe and leave us a good review. Also, let your friends and family know about the Julie Tussey Show. Now I'm going to move something and get going here. Hi, everybody. I'm doing a hi, Jim. Hi, Kurt. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a long time. Good morning, Miss Carolyn. I'm doing some podcasts. So I'm going to talk about 2 different things today. I'm getting a phone call. I'll have to make sure. This is a new iPad for me. Isn't it beautiful? It's gorgeous. And I don't know how to silence this. So I'm going to go put it in the other room, and I'll be right back because I don't want it to ring while I'm doing this show. All right, I just got to make sure that my voice is recording. There we go. Got that taken care of. My voice is recording and things are going. So I'm going to do 2 shows today. I'm probably going to stop the video after one and do another one. The very first one, I think I'm going to do the 5 Cardinal Rules for Life first. So let me get ready here. Are y'all ready? Testing, check 1, 2. Okay, so it's going to work now. Here we go. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here on the podcast. I am Julie Tussey, and I am your hostess, hopefully with the mostest great information that you can get out there. Now, on the Julie Tussey Show and on the Grace Girls and Company podcast, we are all about enhancing your life and giving you a better life. So why not talk about some great things? On these podcasts, we're going to talk about everything from Jesus to health and fitness, to the coronavirus, to mindset, and we talk about so many different things. But today I wanted to talk to you about a really cool subject called the 5 Cardinal Rules for Life. Now, I got this from Tesh.com. I don't know if you remember John Tesh. He's a pretty cool dude. But I got this off of the internet from him, and I love, love, love this subject because, there are things in our lives that make our life better. There are things that we can follow and do that make our life better. And so I'm going to get right into this because I'm going to try and make these short and sweet today. And the next podcast you'll hear is going to be called 20 Effective Tips to Lose Belly Fat. Yes, we are going to talk about how to get that tummy toned and how to get that tummy smaller because it's healthier for you. So I want to shout out right now. We're doing a simulcast, so I want to shout out to my Facebook Live posse. Hi, you guys. Thank you for tuning in this morning. You get to see the sausage be made in making a podcast. So we're recording one right now. So we're doing a simulcast, and it is so exciting. You will probably hear a commercial break come up pretty soon and all of that. So you get to be part of that. So thank you so much, those of you on the podcast side, for tuning in. Please do go leave a review. That helps us to reach more people and be more effective. I love, love, love that. And on the Facebook side, I love, love, love the likes and the hearts. So thank you for the encouragement. So we're going to get right down to this at tesh.com. This is called 5 Cardinal Rules for Life. And I just love these. Now, he didn't do this, but I went and got a scripture to support these things because when you've been serving God as long as I have, it'll be 40 years I've been in ministry in a few days in August. So we need to have a party. So maybe we'll do some party music in here too. You can also catch this podcast, you all, on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and just about on any podcast platform because we are blessed to be syndicated, so we're everywhere. Hi, Luana. Hi, Miss Linda. Hi, Christy. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. So 5 cardinal rules for life. Number 1, make peace with your past. Oh my gosh, did I just say that? Yeah, make peace with your past, so it won't disturb your future. Make peace with your past. This is a big, big, big one, you guys. It's huge. So many times in life, we just try to go over. Just forget it. And don't deal with how we feel about something that happened, or maybe something super traumatic happened. But Isaiah 43:18 says, forget the former things and do not dwell on the past. So we have to be able to get to a place where we make peace to go forward. So I guess one example I can give you is I went through a few things in a particular relationship. And I was in that relationship for a long time. Hi, Miss Sally. I was in that relationship for a long time. And because of that relationship, I had ways of response and behavior. So when I married Gary, we'd go along and then he would say something or do something or whatever. And he would say to me, Julie, how long do I have to pay for what so-and-so did to you? That's right. How long do I have to pay for what so-and-so did to you? And I had to think about that. And what it did was that relationship had made me become a reactive in a way that wasn't healthy, okay? Because I expected every person to treat me the way that I had been treated. And I didn't realize this was happening. And so I had to go back and make peace with my past. I had to make peace with my past so it wouldn't disturb my future. And we all have to do that. So you need to find a way to truly forgive, to truly let go, and to truly get to a place where if it's someone who's become your enemy, that you can actually pray for them. And God can help you do that because God doesn't want us to live in the past. He wants us to live in the future, right? Someone on Facebook is asking that I list the different podcasts. So before I go forward on number 2, I'm going to tell you, we have the Julie Tussey Show podcast, which we're recording now, and the Grace Girls and Company podcast. We also have Real Gary Tussey, and then we have Tussey Television on YouTube. We have launched a new television channel, and we have 3 shows over there. We have the Julie Tussey Show, Real Gary Tussey, where we each do our own shows, and then we have Impact, where we come together and do them, and then you'll find all of the fabulous cooking over there. So go to YouTube and just search Tussey Television. Hi, Glamma. I love you. We love you too. I will call you. I'll call my babies after I'm done doing the podcast. So the first of the 5 cardinal rules for life is number 1, make peace with your past so it won't disturb your future. If you're seeing that you have patterns like I did where you're reacting to people in a way that you shouldn't, because not everybody is going to be or do what happened to you or be that person. Everybody's a different person, and so you have to get free. Hi, Steve. Hi, Kurt. Then number 2 is what other people think of you is none of your business. Now, this one is a tough one for a lot of us. I don't know why. Maybe it's just human nature to care what people think about us or to care what people's opinion is of what we've done. But what other people think of you is none of your business. Proverbs 29:25 says, the fear of man lays a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. I'm telling you, you have got to get to a place in your life, and you can pray and ask for help with this, but you got to get to a place in your life where you do not care what other people think of you. And I'm telling you, as a girl who was very insecure and had to overcome this, that is not easy, but it can be done. It can definitely be done. So what other people think of you is none of your business. Now, that's hard because I'm not going to use the word controlling, but there's something in me that I want to know everything everybody's saying about me, I was like that anyway. I'm not like that anymore because I had to get past it, right? But I just wanted to know everything going on around. But the truth is, what other people think of you, you're better off not to know. You're better off not to know at all what people are thinking about you. So if you make it not your business, so when I'm going to go out and do something, I even have to work on this with Gary because I care so much, and he's my person, and I care so much what he thinks about me that I sometimes will not do what I want to do because I'm concerned what he's going to think about it. And he's constantly setting me free. So I've had to really work on getting out of my box and realizing me and Jesus, we got this. And when there's things in my life I want to do, or things that I have done and people have an opinion, I'm like, thank you, but you know what I mean? It doesn't really, really matter. Now, do I like it when people are like, whoa, that was great, that was cool, love your podcast, love your television show? Yeah, that feels good and that's encouraging. But if you have an opinion contrary to what I'm doing, I'm sorry, but I got to do what I got to do, and what you think is none of my business. And that's kind of the attitude that we have to have. That's the attitude that we have to have for the 5 cardinal rules of life from John Tesh. John Tesh, he's pretty cool. Number 3 is time heals almost everything. Boy, does it not. Time heals almost everything. Give it time. How many times have we been hurt? On the podcast recently, I've talked a little bit about being church hurt. I've talked about on the podcast about, being hurt coming through a divorce or a relationship that didn't work. We've talked about friends. We've talked about so many things. But time really, truly does heal everything. Psalm 147:3 says, he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. I like it. I love it when so much time goes by that whatever nasty, bad thing someone's done to me, that I actually forget it. And I'm really good at that. I guess it's a blessing. I'm telling you, it's a blessing, because the subject will come up 5 years later or whatever. And I'm like, what? Did they really did that? And I vaguely remember, but I really try to get to a place where I'm truly over it. If every time you hear a name and there's a flare up, like, whoo, you're not over it yet. But if you just give it some time, give it some space, give it some time, it will heal. I love that scripture, Psalms 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. And yes, so many of us have gone through heartbreak, be it with our friends or our spouses or our family. And if you give it time, it will heal and things will get better. I love to have that kind of perspective in life. I love to look at that. Number 4 No one is in charge of your happiness except you. Wow. Wow. How many of us believe that we have to be looking to so-and-so or such and such to be happy? You know, I learned this a few years ago, quite a few years ago, that I choose to be happy. Do I get up and bounce out of bed and feel like 100% every single day? No. But every morning I make a choice. You know, I used to be led by emotions, and we could do a lot of podcasting about that, but I used to be led by my emotions. And if I got up and felt ornery or one little thing went wrong, then I was going to be, and this was in my 20s, I was going to be led by that all day. And I've gotten to a point where I realize emotions are great and they feel great, and I love how they feel, and I love feeling happy. And when I feel sad, I feel really sad. But I've learned that they change because I don't know, something happened one day and I was in all of this anxiety and blah, 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 and feeling down. And something happened with Gary. I don't know. I had to go to the hospital. And I realized that as soon as something really real happened, that emotion changed. Instantly, the emotion was put on the back burner. Well, I love that. Oh, thank you. I second that emotion. That's right. I second that emotion. Yeah. I realized that emotion is great, but it cannot lead my life. It cannot lead my life, and I can choose my own happiness. I can choose my own happiness. And I love that. I love that I have that choice. And so many of us don't realize that we can change the way we think. We can change the way that we feel. We can become the masters of our happiness, right? It's all on us. So no one is in charge of your happiness except you. And it doesn't matter if people have disappointed you or let you down. You are the one who is in charge of how you are going to feel and how you are going to go forward in that moment, how you are going to go forward and live your life every day. We'll be right back after this. All right, now we're up to a commercial base, and here we go. And now, back to the Julie Tussey Show. All right, so we're talking about the 5 cardinal rules for life on the Julie Tussey Show and the Grace Girls and Company podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We're also on a simulcast right now with Facebook Live, and I am seeing lots of my friends and family on there, so thank you. If you're listening to the podcast, please leave us a good review and share us with your friends and family. That helps us to be more effective at reaching other people. And you all know we are sharing some good news on here. We're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk about serving Jesus. We're going to talk about emotions. We're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about those things that help us to have a better life. So today, the 5 cardinal rules for life from Tesh.com is what I'm talking about. And I love this. Now, John Tesh, he's a Christian, but he did not give this thing scripture. So I did, because I can. And I love that. So number 4 was, no one is in charge of your happiness except you. And 1 Samuel 36 says, and David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him. Now, this is a bad day, y'all. This is a bad day. So he was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in the Lord. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many times I have needed encouraged and my phone didn't ring and the text didn't come and the Facebook Messenger didn't happen and the Instagram Messenger didn't come through. I had to encourage myself in the Lord. And so I did. And that's what I love about this, is it is true. No one is in charge of how you feel. We may feel like that. I mean, I've been through some really tough times. I've been very devastatingly hurt by people that I thought were true friends. I have been through divorce. I have been through relationships that I thought were going to last forever, and deeply, deeply hurt. But you know what? I had to learn, and I did learn, that I am in charge of how I feel. I have control of my thoughts. I can change my mind anytime I want. I can choose to look at the glass half full and not half empty. I can take a bad mood and I can turn that frown upside down, as they say. But I can actually get up on the quote unquote wrong side of the bed, feeling down, feeling like things aren't going to get better, thinking that life stinks. This is truly how we feel sometimes, but feelings are not how we chart our course. Feelings are not. Do we feel them? Yes. Are they real? Yes. But can we control them? Absolutely yes. So when you look to someone else to create your happiness, you are giving them your power, honey. You are giving them your power, and you don't want to give someone else the power to control your life. You are in charge of you. You are one complete, one whole person, and you can make quality decisions to go forward and make your day better. I mean, do I feel grumpy when I get up? Do you feel grumpy when you get up? Yes, we feel that. But do we have to live there? Absolutely not. We do not have to live in grumpy land. We can control our emotions. So we have to become mature enough to realize that we are in charge of our own happiness. Did so-and-so say they would do such and such and they did not do it? They did not do it, and now I'm feeling bad? Feelings aren't how we chart our course or our life. That's right. Miss Carolyn says that. She's one of our prayer partners. Love you, Miss Carolyn. She's right. Feelings aren't how we chart our course. Did someone disappoint you greatly? Yeah. Can you feel sad for 5 minutes? Okay. Like I said this, you guys, I'm wild because I'm super emotional person, and I think a lot of women are. I'm very emotional, and I feel my feelings really deep, probably the same as everybody, but it feels really deep to me. But I have learned that I am not going to live in that emotional roller coaster, and I am not going to chart my course according to that. So when I feel sad, I literally, you all, will look at the clock, and I will let myself feel those feelings for 5 minutes. 10 at the most, and then I'm like, get up, wash your face, pull up your boots, and get ready to go. And I know some people don't like that. Well, you got to pull up your boots and get ready to go. Yes, you do. The only person responsible for your happiness is you. Can I contribute to it right now? I hope I am. Can others contribute to your happiness? Yes. But do we have to live dependent on other people to make us happy? Absolutely not. You are complete. You are whole within yourself. David was greatly distressed for the people spake of stoning him. You talk about in a bad spot. I mean, people wanted to kill him. They were so upset and angry with him. But what did he do? He encouraged himself in the Lord. What I love about that is if you are a Christian and you believe the Bible, honey, you can go and find scriptures that say how great you are and how good it's going to be and how God's done this and he's provided that. You know what I mean? That there's a way. There's a way to be happiness. There's a way to be happy. There's a way to have happiness in every situation through COVID-19. There's a way to have happiness through not having your job. There's a way to have happiness if your house payment is behind or you're believing God for food. All of these things. And I'm not just saying this because I read it. I have lived this. I have lived this, you all. And I know that if you trust God, he will come through every time. Will you lose the house? Maybe. But will that steal your joy? Does it have to steal your joy and you have a miserable life the rest of your life? Absolutely not. So what I'm saying is we can choose to get up and look at the good side of things, the glass half full side of things, the positive side, if you will, every day. And every day it is a choice. When emotions come because of situations and people, it is your choice how you're going to respond. It's always your choice. And when we realize that by looking to others for our happiness, that we are giving them our power and our ability to live a happy, healthy, full, loving, prosperous life, we do not want to do that. We absolutely do not want to do that. We want to live our lives the way that God created us, and we want to be able to rely on him for our happiness on him. All right, let's hit number 5. Okay, I'm going to take a pause there because I see a commercial bank coming up. It's actually the end of the podcast, and I need to move it so that I can finish. What I love about podcasts versus television is like to the second. You have to be completely done. In podcasts, you can go anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour or 5 hours or however long you want to go. Hi, Kurt. Let me see what you're saying. Sometimes grumpy, sleepy, sneezy, and happy all at the same time. Exactly. But all joking aside, what you're saying is really good. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Because I do believe that so many of us don't realize that we can have happiness, that we can choose to be happy, and doesn't, when you can learn, well, let me push record. I was reading from one of the Facebook posse, and he said, he's been teasing me a little bit. He's a lot of fun, but he said, all joking aside, what you're saying is really good. Thanks for sharing. And it's true, because a lot of times we need to realize that we have choices and we choose how we feel. We choose how we feel. All right, so number 4 was no one is in charge of your happiness except you. And number 5, this is really, really good. Don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. Oh my gosh, is that so good? A lot of times we see people, look how many, and this blows my mind. Thank you. I'm getting some love on the Facebook posse, so getting some love over there. Don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. And so many times we see like famous movie stars that commit suicide. Okay, that's about the best example I can think of. Or maybe someone close to you. It's much more rare. That they decide they're not going to go on. They don't want to live their life anymore. And on the outside, they look great. They look like everything's fantastic. But then they're not. We realize that we did not see what was going on with them. So don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. Galatians 6:4-5 says, each of you must examine your own actions. Then you can be proud of your own accomplishments without comparing yourself to others. Assume your own responsibility. I love that. So really, you all, whatever you are living, I believe is a result of life choices. Bad things come and how we're going to come through them. Good things come and how are we know. What if you become a multimillionaire and you ruin your life because you made poor choices? It can be, on the flip side, but the truth is we have to realize the power that we have in our choices. Choose to look at the good. That's what I want to say to you today. Choose to look at the good. Choose to live a happy life. Choose to believe. Choose to have faith. Choose to believe for the best. And when something bad comes, please, please, please don't let it affect who you are. And above all else, don't give your power to have a happy life to someone else. Don't put it in the hands of someone else, because you are valuable, you are precious, you are important. Well, thank you so much for listening to the Julie Tussey Show today. I hope that you have enjoyed this. It is the 5 cardinal rules for life from John Tesh on tesh.com. I added the scriptures in there for you because I like to know what the Bible says about what I'm talking about. And it encourages me. For the Facebook posse, thank you for tuning in with me. I love you guys. For the podcast posse, I love you all, and I hope that you're having a fantastic, fantastic time right now, that things are turning around for you through the COVID-19 situation. I'm praying that every need that you have is met. I'm praying that every bit of food that you need, every dollar you need to pay your bills is there in abundance, and even more, that if you need work, that God opens up the door and gives you work, because He loves you so much, and I love you. This is Julie Tussey telling you, you only get one fabulous, amazing life. Live it to the fullest. Ta-da! And that's a wrap on that one. Let me title that. Thanks for hanging in with me, you guys. All right. I'm going to go on and check what my next, I don't know, I think I'm around 215 episodes, maybe. I gotta make sure I save this as the right one. All right, I'm gonna peek on that. I'm going to come back on in a few minutes to do 20 tips to losing belly fat. So you all come back and watch that if you will. I love you so much. Mwah.